Okay, I think we're live. Good afternoon. Welcome to Coaching for Coaches. I am Coach Miles. Welcome to the show. If you're here and you're on live, give me a yo in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Got a great show for you today. What I will say before we start is, if you're a coach, a trainer, a consultant who's got a coaching business that's paying you exactly what you want to be paid, you've got exactly the amount of clients that you want to be having, then what the fuck are you doing watching this? This isn't for you, because you don't need to watch this. However, if you are a coach, a trainer, a consultant who is in a position right now where you don't have as many clients as you want, you're not making as much money as you would like, then stick around, because in this show I'm going to share with you 5 really fucking simple common mistakes that brand new coaches make straight out of the gate when they become recently certified, qualified, accredited, whatever you want to call it, when they're out of coaching school. All right, so grab a notepad and get ready to make some notes, because I'm going to go pretty fast through this session. So the first mistake that I see a lot of beginner coaches make is one that I made in the beginning. When I became a coach, I spent thousands of pounds on my certification, on my accreditation. Came out with these big, massive training manuals full of fancy big words. And I remember kind of going home, putting them on the kitchen table and just saying it as it is, metaphorically or not, expecting the phone was going to ring and people were just going to pay me thousands of pounds for coaching. 10 months later, 0 clients. In fact, that's a lie. I had 1, and then she cancelled after 3 sessions saying, I don't think I need this anymore. It's been good, but I'm not sure it's what I need. Anyway, so the biggest mistake that a lot of new coaches make straight out the gate is this one. I don't know if you can see that because of the lighting, too qualification focused. What do I mean by too qualification focused? Well, what I mean is most coaches that train have absolutely no idea about marketing whatsoever. They don't know either what the right marketing is that they should do, they don't do any marketing, or they go and spend thousands of pounds on a website, hundreds of pounds on business cards, and then wonder why they've spent all that money and nothing has happened. One of the things that we teach in our program is not only how to become certified, but also how do you actually go and get clients. In fact, we actually teach you on day 3 how to go and get 100 leads with no marketing spend, no Facebook lives, no fancy posts on Instagram, nothing like that whatsoever. So the first mistake that beginner coaches make is they focus too much on the qualification. They do a course in coaching, then they go and do NLP, then they go and do hypnotherapy. How do I know? Because I did it, right? If only I'd have learned about the right marketing and just invested in marketing on the first course that I became certified in, I would have definitely made a lot more money a lot faster, and would have been able to help a lot more people, more importantly. Second mistake beginner coaches make is, I'm just going to jump straight into this one. I made this mistake in the beginning. I was trying to sell pay-as-you-go coaching sessions at £50 an hour, wondering why I'd maybe get a few people sign up for a few months and then they'd cancel, is because I didn't have a coaching system. So second biggest mistake rookie coaches make straight out of the gate is they have no coaching system. What do I mean by system? Well, when you learn to drive, it is a system of lessons. You can't pass your driving test in 1 lesson. So here's where most people think here's what most coaches think. They think that they can just sell pay-as-you-go sessions and they're going to not only build a great business, but also they're going to probably make it easier for clients to enroll, but also they think it's going to be better for the client because then they can leave if they really want and all this kind of stuff. Here's what I've learned. If you were trying to sell a holiday, right, to a family of 4, and you told them, hey, you can buy you've got to buy the flights individually, you've got to buy the hotel individually, you've got to buy the food in the hotel individually, for a family who aren't into Airbnb and doing their own thing and city breaks and stuff, The point I'm making here is there's a reason why it's called a package holiday, because people want the package. They want it all in one go. That is the result, is the package. So when it comes to coaching, there's a common misconception amongst rookies that says if you sell an individual session, that's better for the client. It's actually not. It's actually detrimental to the client, because if you sell them one session, they can't get a result in one session, like you can't pass your driving test in one session. So second biggest mistake that coaches make is they try and sell individual sessions instead of a system of sessions. In our CEPC Master Coach program, we give you scripts. We give you exactly what to say in every session, in 12 sessions, meaning you can sell a 12-month program ethically, knowing that you are giving people great value, giving them what they want and need, which is a transformation on the inside. And you're doing it in a way that's ethical, because you've actually got tangible sessions. You're not just fucking making it up as you go along, as a lot of new coaches do. Third mistake that beginner coaches make. I made this mistake in the beginning as well. Let me tell you a story. I'll tell you why I made this mistake in the beginning. So I grew up raised by my mum. Hi, mum, if you're watching. I know she's not. She never does. I grew up on a council estate in Birmingham to my mum, who did truly the best she could with the resource she had available. My dad wasn't present. And one of the lessons that my mum taught me as a child was, don't rely on other people. Like, that was one of my mum's words of pearls of wisdom. Don't rely on other people because your dad left. Just figure things out for yourself. It's much easier if you do, right? Because then no one can let you down. And there was elements of that which was sound advice, because it made me independent. But it held me back from this next mistake that I'm going to tell you that a lot of coaches make, and that most beginner coaches make the mistake of either having the wrong peer group or no peer group. So what do I mean by peer group? What do I mean by wrong peer group, no peer group? Well, growing up on a council estate in Birmingham, I was kept very insular. I didn't really have any friends. So it was just me kind of playing by myself and talking to my imaginary friends. I watched a video recently, a documentary, Usain Bolt. And he was talking about how when he went to the National Stadium in Jamaica, his trainer took him down there. He was 15 years old. And he got to race against the then men's team, who were like grown men in their 30s. The gun goes off. Usain's running as fast as he can. Gets to the finish line. He's last. Gets back in the van. He's fucking mortified. His coach says, what's wrong with you? Usain's like, well, I came last. And his trainer says, that's why you need to stop running against 15-year-old boys and start running against men. So here's fundamental mistake I made in the beginning, is I became certified. And then I just thought, okay, now I'm certified. I just have to figure everything out for myself, because that's what my mum said I should do. So I was getting advice that was no longer relevant. It wasn't relevant anymore. One of the greatest lessons I've learned is from Tony Robbins. He says, your life is a direct reflection of the expectation of your peer group. Meaning who you spend time with is who you become. If you put a kid in a gang in New York that sells drugs, within a few years he'll either be running that gang, be dead, or in prison. If you put the same teenage kid in Silicon Valley working at Google as an apprentice, he'll either be running Google within 3 years, or he'll have left to create his own tech startup that he ends up selling to Google for $1 billion, right? Who you spend time with is who you become. If you're a coach by yourself, not making any money, then it's very hard for you to see examples, evidence of success of how to make money. So one of the biggest changes I had to make was go and spend time with people who were already coaches, who were already making a lot of money. And the minute I did that, the minute I invested and joined a mastermind program, all of a sudden, as if by magic, I started to see myself earning more money. There were people that were the same age as me that were making 10 times what I was making. I was looking at them thinking, well, if they can fucking do it, then I can, right? So who you spend time with, as Jim Rohn says, truly is who you become. Fourth mistake that beginner coaches make. This is one that's fucking glaringly obvious. Excuse my French. I think I was watching Gary Vaynerchuk earlier. I think that's why swear words are just flowing out. Sorry, Mum, if you are watching. I apologise. But this one is really, really critical. I made this mistake in the beginning. I'm actually ashamed of this mistake. I'm actually ashamed that I made this mistake in the beginning, because I think there's nothing more disingenuine than this mistake. And it's coaches without a coach. I did this in the beginning, trying to sell coaching without actually having a coach. Trying to sell coaching without having a coach is effectively like a fat personal trainer trying to sell you a nutrition plan. If you're gonna preach a message, you better be living that message as well. Otherwise, it's disingenuine and it's inauthentic, and fundamentally, it's a lie. You're selling a lie because you don't actually truly believe in the thing that you're selling. You're willing to sell it, but you're not willing to buy it yourself. I've just invested thousands of pounds today in a new coaching program. And one of the reasons why I've done it is because I know I need to upgrade myself, because I sell coaching programs for a living. I am a coach. I had a coach with my coach this morning at 9:30 this morning. And a lot of the reasons why I buy training to myself now is more about, I better fucking live the message that I'm selling, because I don't want to be one of those fake people that says, hey, I can make you really wealthy, and actually they're making people wealthy. They're proposing that they can make you wealthy by selling you a process of making you wealthy before they've actually made themselves wealthy in their own right. So you've got to have your own coach. And the last thing, which is similar to the last point, but is slightly different, and this was really critical for me. In this past 12 months, I've invested in this very, very heavily, and it's seen my income personally go up 10 times, is having a mentor. There's a big difference between having a coach and having a mentor. A coach is someone that allows you to introspectively figure out what's right for you on the inside. A mentor is a bit more like a driving instructor who kind of tells you, okay, now you need to accelerate. Whoa, now you need to brake. Now you need to steer left. Now you need to put your indicators on. I believe everybody needs a mentor. And if you're a coach and you want to build a coaching business, then the best thing that you can do, instead of trying to wing it and figure out for yourself, as I did in the beginning, is get a mentor, someone who, they only have to be maybe 1 or 2 steps ahead of you, who you know has evidence of making money doing the thing that you want to do, that's had the amount of clients that you want to have in the next 12 months, for example, and actually pay, generally speaking, the best way to do it, because then you're more invested, is pay a mentor and get them to tell you exactly what they did to get to the point where they are now. And if you do exactly what they tell you to do, as I've been doing, especially over the past 12 months, we've seen a massive increase in growth in our business, is if you do exactly what the mentor tells you what to do, like learning to drive, eventually, in my case, 3rd time lucky with the driving test, eventually you will pass your test. So it is critical that you have not just a coach, but also a mentor. In our, we have a program, we have an academy, we have our Elite Coaching Academy, where in that program, I'm your coach and your mentor, and we provide you with a peer group to help you to get to that first kind of 50K as a coach inside 12 months. So I'm just going to check the comments, see if there's any questions before we wrap up. Carrie, I totally agree, must have your own coach. Absolutely, you have me. Carrie, mentor is vital to business, 100%. Debbie says I have a mentor too. You, cool. Are there any questions before we wrap? If there aren't, that will be today's episode. So just to recap on the key points. The first one, coaching mistake rookie coaches make: 2, qualification focused. 2nd, they don't have a coaching system. 3rd, wrong or no peer group. 4th, no coach. And 5th, no mentor. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Feel free to tag people, share it, do whatever you like. Totally up to you. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time. Peace out.